Hey everybody, how's it going today? Glowplasma231 here, back again today to talk about the Nintendo Direct, or the Nintendo Direct on, what was it, Wednesday, September 14th of 2023? That sounds about right to me. As you know, there was a predictions video that went up on this Indeed channel, but, it's like a week later, and still no Direct review, so that's what we're back with today. But I'm not alone, I've got Jacob here with me.
What's up?
Yeah, so like I said, we did the predictions video earlier in the week, but it's almost been a whole week at this point. But we want to talk about the Direct because I don't know about you, but I would say this is a very good Direct. If you like Mario,
Which I do.
because there was a lot of Mario in this Direct. I mean, we're not going to hold any spoilers for you, so if you have not seen the Direct and still don't know what happened in it, be very warned. We are talking about it in its entirety, so get ready. But I mean, just from looking at it, there was like 6 Mario games or 6 titles with Mario in it shown during this entire Direct. I mean, very full of Mario to be sure. But yeah, like I said, there's just a bunch of Mario here. But I mean, they showed off a good. What would you say, Jacob? Like 20-ish games?
Yeah, around that. There's a lot of games in this Direct, which is very surprising.
Yeah, there was a surprising amount of stuff, but like I said, it was just a very Mario, and I would say also very RPG based, because I mean it was just a bunch of Mario and a bunch of RPGs. But unless Jacob, you want to tackle anything in any specific order, I'd say let's just go by whatever we want to talk about first, because I don't really feel like going in chronological order, and that seems a little bit boring. So
Yeah.
let's start off talking about all the Mario announcements out front, and I think the biggest one definitely has to be Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake.
Yeah,
That's
it's really hard to say anything that hasn't been said before, but of course, I think we can all agree that this is by far one of the most exciting announcements we've ever had at Nintendo Direct.
I mean, it really is. I mean, I don't think either of us saw this coming in this Direct.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, because for the longest time, it's just always been like a joke. Oh, we're going to get a Thousand Year Door remake. I think most people would probably just like thought it was a joke eventually, because I mean, it's been what, Thousand Year Door came out in what, 2002, 2003,
Yep.
or was it 2004? I think it may have been 2004. Let me actually check this real quick. Release TTYD, release date. Oh yeah, 2004. So it has been 19 years since this game came out, and there's been no way to play it besides for emulation, of course, on the GameCube. So this was just one of the most solid, hey, we've got one last things that we've seen in a long time. So, I mean, we're both picking up Paper Mario day one, right?
Yeah, of course. This by far looks amazing compared to anything we've ever seen out of Paper Mario, and I'm very excited to see what Nintendo actually has cooking up for this series, especially considering this recent history. But this is a amazing step forward in the right direction to the whole franchise of Paper Mario. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I've seen a big sentiment going around on the internet is that if people really get together and buy this game, because I mean, this is the Paper Mario that everybody knows and loves. I mean, while I personally love the original more, because I just think the original is just such a good, small, short, concise game, I still love Thousand Year Door, and if a lot of people end up buying Thousand Year Door, that may actually tell Nintendo, hey, maybe we should make a game like Thousand Year Door and not a Sticker Star or Color Splash, right? Because
Oh yeah,
the one they put on the Switch, Origami King, I mean, Origami King wasn't bad whatsoever. I mean, did you play Origami King, Jacob?
yeah. The Origami King was definitely not bad, like you say. It was a very good game. It's just not what everyone wanted out of Paper Mario. But again, it's a good game. I recommend it.
There was this thing going on around Twitter for a few days there, where it was pretty much just like all the 6 Paper Mario games, and it was just like, all right, if you had to create your own Paper Mario game, which game would you take like the story aspects from, the visual style, the music, the actual gameplay and action, right? And most people were like saying that story would come from Super Paper Mario, because I mean that game's got a crazy good story, and like the action and music and everything would come from Thousand Year Door. But a lot of people really like the style of Origami King, and very much surprisingly so. I mean, it wasn't a game that looked bad by any means, and I mean, Thousand Year Door here for the Switch, I mean, that looked really good in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about Paper Mario? Because, I mean, that was obviously the big thing of Direct and the crazy announcement.
Yeah, I'm of course very excited for Paper Mario. It's like my favorite game of all time coming to Switch. It looks amazing, and I'm super hyped for it. That's all I can say. I just really hope they stay to the core concept.
And going from one Mario RPG to another, let's actually talk about the original Mario RPG with Super Mario RPG. We just saw a few new things in the trailer. It wasn't really anything substantial, but it was pretty much just showing off some features of the game. I mean, I think if you've already seen the game, you're sold on it by this point because, I mean, it just looks great all around. I mean, this trailer is more of just like saying, oh, here's more reasons to buy it. I mean,
Yeah, Mario RPG looks really good, just like Thousand Year Door, and we can clearly see that they're taking a lot of care with this new remake. Considering all the new stuff they're adding, like the triple moves, and all the nostalgic things that they're adding, like the old background music that you can toggle on and off, which I think is a really nice addition for all the
I
old fans and new fans.
Yeah, I really love that addition of the music toggle, so you can listen to like the new remixes, then switch over to the old remixes because some of those old songs are just like an instant classic just after you hear them, like Gino's theme and like the Forest theme. I mean, some of that music is just like quintessential Mario music in a way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But here's like where I beg a question: if they're bringing back Paper Mario and Super Mario RPG, there's one other Mario RPG series out there, of course, the Mario and Luigi series. And of course, Alpha Dream, the company who made them, isn't in business anymore. But do you think we're going to be getting a Super Mario, like a not Super Mario Bros., a Mario and Luigi game on the Switch, or maybe even a next system? Or do you think that franchise is sort of dead for a while?
Well, as someone who's right now playing through all the Mario and Luigi's, as much as I really want either a remake or even a new game of the series, I doubt something of that caliber is going to happen anytime soon on at least a Switch, because of course Alpha Dream's dead. But some promising factors I do have is you are right that so many of these RPG series are getting their remakes onto the Switch, so it's not entirely unlikely. And
It
also
will.
the fact that Superstar Saga is on a Game Boy Advance Online, so it's not like they're unable to use the game or anything. So I think it's
It,
very promising that we get something of the caliber of Mario and Luigi either in the future or even the next gen console.
yeah, that's definitely a very good point. Like, there is access to a Mario and Luigi game on the Switch, which is very big. But I honestly think it's going to come down to how these two games sell, because I mean, there is always a chance that Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, while I think all the like big Nintendo fans are going to buy it, there is a good chance that maybe like the people who don't really know as much about Nintendo, they may not be buying it. So it may be sort of a problem to where if these games don't sell good, there may not be any future for Mario RPG for a long while. But on the case that both Mario RPG and TQID sell really well, there is a very good chance that both of these games will be getting a or there'll be more Mario RPGs coming out in the near future. I definitely think that's likely. But to go and just keep speeding this on up through all the Mario games, the next one is one of the rumored games because in our predictions video, me and Jacob both talked about the rumored Nintendo games that are coming out, and this is Mario versus Donkey Kong, a remake of the original Game Boy Advance version. And what do you think of this announcement, Jacob?
I I'm actually kind of excited for Mario vs. Donkey Kong, even though I'm probably not gonna pick it up myself. But the game itself actually does look very good. I love the visuals, and of course, the game itself was actually really good on the Game Boy Advance. It's just I can't get behind the $50 price tag for a Game Boy Advance remake. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I personally don't care whatsoever. I'm not gonna play this series. I've tried playing it in the past and just never really enjoyed it. It's not my type of puzzle game, but I mean, I'm happy it's there for people who are excited for it. But me personally, I just don't care at all. But I mean, do you have anything else you want to talk about it? If not, I say we just move on to the next Mario game.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. Let's talk about Princess Peach Showtime next. So, if you remember the Nintendo Direct in, what was it, June or July? I think it was June, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they had, like, it was a small 40-second clip just pretty much detailing, oh, hey, there's a Princess Peach game coming out, right? Look forward to it. And that was all we got. But here, this Direct, we definitely got a lot more information on it. Um, the title is Princess Peach Showtime, and I mean, this game looks really, really interesting. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Jacob, but the plot is all about Princess Peach going into going to like a play, but end up getting wrapped into it whenever the whole place gets cursed, and having to be a hero in the play herself.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the story goes.
And what's really interesting about this game is that Peach can take different forms of like different outfits. And I mean, the big one we saw in the trailer was like the sword fighter Peach, right? To me, it very much reminds me of not only the Super Mario Odyssey capture mechanic, where you could become something else, but also very reminiscent of Kirby to me. I don't know if that really rings a bell for you.
It's a very interesting correlation since I can get behind that. It's like getting different power ups from just like different objects, kind of. But it's very interesting on how those two will be very similar when we see the full game.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm decently excited for Princess Peach Showtime. I think it's got a release date of like what, April or March?
Early 2024, I heard.
I thought it got a release date, but either way, it's fine. Are you going to be picking up Princess Peach Showtime, you think?
I think I'll have to see more of the game before I decide, but as of right now, probably not. But if it gets any other cool trailers or anything that interests me, maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah, we'll probably get something similar to how we got this direct for Super Mario RPG. That may be the trailer to sell it to you. But that's really all I gotta say about Princess Peach Showtime. It does look fun for sure. Um, Next up is a game that I think you're actually really excited for, Jacob. It is Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Alright, this game looks very promising. I'm very excited to replay this on the Switch, and I hope it gets a lot of more people very interested in Dark Moon, since I believe it's a very good game. It's a little bit weird how it's not called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon anymore, unless
I was about to bring that up. It's just called Luigi's Mansion 2. Like, they totally took off the Dark Moon part. That's very interesting.
Yeah, they only call it Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon in like America, so like in Europe and like Japan, it's called Luigi's Mansion 2. So it's kind of like something similar that we saw with like Thousand Year Door or even Mario RPG, where they're taking a lot of Japanese aspects from the games and putting it to the English audience, like how the Mario RPG box art is reminiscent of the Super Famicom box art, or like how Thousand Year Door has a lot of Japanese exclusive features available now, similar to how Luigi's Mansion 2 now has the 2 in its name besides Dark Moon. But it's very interesting.
Yeah, and this will mean, because last direct we got the confirmation that the first Luigi's Mansion game is coming to Switch, so by the end of the Switch's life, you'll be able to play all 3 Luigi's Mansion games on the Switch, and I find that crazy interesting. It's almost like Nintendo's just coming through and for a bunch of franchises just making every option available. I mean, look at Paper Mario. We've got the first Paper Mario you can play, the second one, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put Super Paper Mario on a Switch at this rate too, just because they're putting so many of the legacy game titles on the Switch.
When did the first Luigi's Mansion get announced on the Switch?
I thought that happened last Direct, did it not?
No, that was Luigi's Mansion 2.
Oh, that was... So is this the second time we've seen Luigi's Mansion 2?
Yeah.
Oh. Oops. I could have sworn we saw first Luigi's Mansion last time. Oops.
No,
But,
the last Direct announced this. The last Direct announced Dark Moon remake. This is the one that actually like name dropped it and stuff. Oh, time to cut all that out.
I don't know, it's not getting about skiing left then. I've got enough editing to do this episode. So, next up is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We saw the last booster pass information. Have you been playing any of the Mario Kart tracks?
Yeah, I've been grinding Mario Kart very recently with like Mario Kart DS and 7. So I've been going back to 8 occasionally and trying the new Battle Course passes. But I'm really excited for what they have in store for the new wave. And of course, I'm very excited for the character, especially, you know, my man Funky Kong. But my main hope is just Wii Rainbow Road. That's it.
I am happy that they did put Funky Kong back in, because Funky Kong's just so funky and cool.
Exactly.
And that's all the Mario stuff they talked about. So, from here, let's just go in order from the Direct. Being that I just want to get all that Mario talk out of the way, just because there's a lot of it to talk about. But we actually got one thing right in our predictions video, and that is that they talked about the Splatoon 3 expansion pass side order.
Alright, Splatoon 3 side order. They just now gave us a real showcase for this Direct, and it looks insanely promising. The visuals look amazing, and all this like weird, almost like glitchy design things that are happening almost made me feel like this has something to do with like maybe something that has to do with like Marina's mind or something, because as we know, the last Splatfest of Splatoon 2 was Chaos vs. Order, where Chaos won, which is the whole gimmick of Splatoon 3. But now that we have Agent 8 and Pearl back in Duo Wing and Side Order with no Marina to be found, people have been thinking that this has something to do with something about Order, which was Marina's choice. Especially since, well, like, the title's called Side Order, and we're climbing the spiral of Order, all that junk. So this has a lot of things that make us theorize on what exactly does this mean regarding Marina or Order, especially now that we have a new character or old returning character, which is Dadfish or Oct returning, who supposedly has some history with Marina. Makes us think what more lore can they give us, but considering the fact that Octo expansion was such a big hit, I have no doubts that Side Order won't be just as good or not even better.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very reminiscent of Octo expansion, just like that big single player thing where you're going through a bunch of levels, and I mean, it looks like just very like metal and like very gray and depressing and very futuristic at the same time. So I mean, it just looks really interesting altogether. So I personally won't be playing Side Order. I don't care about Splatoon, but it does look very good for the people who are ready to play it. Next up is Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. They announced this game for Switch. I mean, have you ever played a Prince of Persia game, Jacob?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a Prince of Persia game. They're like 2D actions adventure games. So, I mean, it looks alright, but I personally just don't really care, so that's really it. Next up after that is actually another game I don't care about, which is Horizon Chase 2. This is just like a car game where you just go vroom vroom and drive on a course. I mean, does that interest you at all, Jacob?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually like a phone game that they're porting over. So, I mean, I guess that's cool. But, next up is Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. This is a rhythm game. It looks like a rhythm party game in a way where you just like break into a castle and play some rhythm stuff. It looked decently interesting, but also something that I'm not really in for. I mean, it looked very stylized, but just sort of not my thing. So, you interested in it, Jacob?
Nope.
Yeah. But I think the
It'd be
next
like
game we are both interested in, because that is SPYxANYA Operation Memories.
this
Um,
game looks very cute, and I'm excited to see what this game's all about, and if it's any more interesting, I might pick it up for myself.
yeah, because me and you are both we both like our fair share of anime, and I mean I've read Spy Family. I'm current on the manga, and I know that you have all of the physical volumes, so we both like the series, and it just looks really cute. You're just playing as Anya, going around and taking pictures of daily school life, and I just have to say it looks surprisingly good for being an anime game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because I mean it has that very cel shaded look that looks nice, and just like all the fun stylized things. I mean, we see Anya playing card games against some of her classmates, so it just looks very fun, and it looks like it'd be a fun, cute time. So I'm pretty excited for it. Um, I think the next game is one of the few games that I'm like. I mean, this was probably my favorite announcement of the direct besides Thousand Year Door. Um, but from everybody I've talked to, nobody else cares about this remake but me. And this is another code Recollection. It is a remake of the another story or another Horizon, I think. Another Horizon Code R, which were two games. One was a DS game, and one was a Wii game that was only available in like PAL and Japanese regions. That never got over to the States. But I mean, I don't know about you, Jacob, but to me, this game looked insanely fun and something that I really want to play.
Well, I mean, I never really heard of the game till now, but it is
Oh,
kind
I
of
never had either.
interesting. Oh, great.
You know,
Well, if it's any more
just the
interesting, I'll
trailer
pick it
sold
up.
me. I mean, I just thought it looked really good. So, I mean, it's coming out on January 19th, which on the day we're recording this is like 2 months, or not 2 months, like 4 months away. So, I'm actually decently excited for this game. It is probably my favorite announcement of the direct. Next up is Saga Emerald Beyond. This is I don't know. Do you even remember this game, Jacob?
Nope.
Yeah. I'm watching a show right now. This is one of the PG games. It looks alright. It's a turn-based sort of style, but not sort of my thing. It's available in 2024. Next up is Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered, starring Lara Croft. Is it just me, or is that a really bad name for a game?
Well, Tomb Raider's too iconic to diss, so I think it's alright, honestly.
I mean, I'm fine if the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 are mastered, the whole thing. But starring Lara Croft? Why? We don't need that.
You gotta know who's the main character.
I don't think they're selling Metroid games saying Metroid, starring Samus Aran, or Legend of Zelda, starring Link. I just don't think
I don't
that's how
know.
they do it. But
It might stop people from calling Link Zelda.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
yeah, this is just a remake of the first three, or a remaster, I should say, of the first three Tomb Raider games. It looks fine. It does a lot of things where you can sort of change the visuals back and forth to like sort of a more current visual style. But it's coming out February 14th, 2024 on Valentine's Day. But I'm not particularly too interested in it, so it is what it is. Are you going to be checking it out at all?
Probably not. I'm not really interested in the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, I really think for people like us, they just sort of run their course. Next up is Detective Pikachu Returns. What do you think about this game, Jacob?
Well, it's certainly interesting that Detective Pikachu actually got a sequel, considering the fact that they got a whole movie after it.
Oh
But
yeah.
I still don't think the game is interesting enough for me to actually pick it up. Because, like, it's
Um,
cool. I'm
if
glad
I'm
it
not
exists.
mistaken, isn't it $50?
It better not be. Otherwise, definitely not. I'm not to picking that up.
I thought it was $50 instead of 60. I thought I saw that somewhere. But I think the craziest part about this game is that it comes out in like 3 weeks. It comes out on October 6th, which
Mhm.
is just crazy. It comes out so quick after the direct came out, showing that I don't think they really had any faith in this game at all, just sort of putting it out there.
Yeah, they're probably just trying to get people to buy it who watched the movie, and that's about it.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks
Yeah.
fun, but I think this is definitely going to be one of those that, hey, if you see it on sale for like $20, it may be something fun to pick up or try out. But
Yeah,
for
I might play it for $20.
yeah, but for anything more, I don't think it's really too worth it unless you're a massive fan of not only the 3DS game but also the movie. Next up is Trombone Champ. This was a sort of popular game here for a little while, which is about trying to play the trombone the correct way and not doing it good. So, this game was really talked about and in the limelight a few months ago, but I really haven't heard anything about it recently. So, hopefully this game does well for the developers, but I'm personally not into checking it out. What about you, Jacob?
Oh, I like Trombone Champ. It's hilarious. I've seen a lot of people
Oh,
on like YouTube and stuff play it, and it's one of the most like funniest games I've ever seen this year. I'm probably not
oh yeah,
gonna actually pick it up. Yeah,
yeah, it looks really fun, but it's just like personally, I just think that it's a run its course. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
Unless you've
agree.
got like 4 friends to play it with you, I don't really think it's too worth it to be checking it out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a shadow drop, so it's actually available right now on your Switch. So you can go pick it up if you want to. Um, I do sort of wonder what they're charging for it, though. Do you know?
No, I didn't. I don't remember.
Yeah. Next up is a game called Battle Crush. It looks very MMO-like. And that's really the only notable thing I've got to say about it, because let's ask the famous question, Jacob. Do you remember this game?
Nope. It's gonna be a recurring statement.
My point exactly. The next game up is a game called War Tales. This game was actually shown the least in the direct. It has like a 20-second segment, so it looked like a war survival farming game, and that's really all I've got to say about it. It didn't really look too good otherwise. Next up is Contra Operation Galuga. It's just I don't know if this is like a Contra, like a brand new Contra game or like a compilation, but it's a Contra game. Have you ever played a Contra game?
Oh no, I haven't. It's the first time I've ever heard of one.
You've never heard of Contra?
Nope.
Really?
I
Huh.
know I'm stupid.
That's interesting. No, it's not bad. It's just I would just figured that you'd have heard of Contra, but yeah, it looks all right. The next game is one that I'm actually sort of excited for at the same time. It is a new game by Atlas, who of course are the people who make Persona and all of those games. It is called Unicorn Overlord. What did you think of this game, Jacob?
Well, I know a lot of people that I know that who like Octopath Traveler and stuff really think it's cool. A lot of people seem to hate the name specifically, which I think is pretty funny. But the game itself, I mean, it looks good, but not really anything I'm too interested in.
Yeah, it looks like a massive RPG. From what I remember from the trailer, they say like you can have 150 heroes you can travel across the land to get, and you fight in battles. And it's pretty much just a massive RPG made by Atlas. I'm actually very excited for it and wouldn't mind picking it up um, whenever it comes out. And it does look really fun. I mean, there's a lot of good character designs in it from what we can see. Um, and I don't understand why people are hating on the name. I just think that's a very just fun and cool name. I mean, It
Yeah,
definitely
I
makes the
agree.
game stick out in your mind, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause this is one
Uh,
game I actually remember.
yeah, I mean, would you probably remember this game if it was called like Two Heroes Fight or something like that? No. You'd only remember if it
No.
had a cool name like Unicorn Overlord. So, whatever. Um, the next announcement was they talked about the Nintendo Museum in Japan. Um, Pretty much just something that they're going to have complete in Japan by like March of 2024. I forget where it was. I think it was in like Osaka or something. But pretty much just something in Japan just showing off Nintendo. So that's pretty cool. But then the next announcement was a slightly bigger one, which was pretty much just revealing a bunch of new amiibo for various Nintendo games. We had the Legend of Zelda, Zelda and Ganondorf amiibo, which we got confirmation that they are coming out on November 3rd. And pre-orders are live on sites like GameStop and Best Buy and Amazon. So, are you going to be getting either of these amiibo?
Not really. I'm not an amiibo collector.
Yeah. I'll probably try to get both of them just because they're Tears of the Kingdom amiibo. I think Zelda is like 16 and Gandorf is like 20. Um, and then the other thing was that Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 are both getting us some amiibo in a double pack coming out on January 19th of 2024. I find that pretty cool. Xenoblade is a series that I really want to play, but I need to get the first game, play that, then play the second, and then play the third one. But I'm sort of excited for that. And then the last big announcement was that Sora is finally getting an amiibo, tweeting out the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Amiibo line. So that's pretty cool. You got
I don't
anything to
have
say
any.
on the amiibo?
Not really. I'm not. I don't have amiibos.
I got you. You want any amiibo?
I have a Ivysaur amiibo and an Inkling Girl amiibo I bought from Jane for $5.
No, cool. Next up is F-Zero 99. This was the big F-Zero announcement that everybody was talking about was going to happen, and it is a 99 game. So, what do you think about this?
I mean, as a standalone game, it is pretty fun. I haven't played it, but I've seen people play it, and I mean, it looks fun. It's a high-speed racing game with 99 players, but it is, on the other hand, a very disappointing like realization for the F-Zero community, who are really hoping for just like some other way of F-Zero content being on the Switch. So
Yeah.
hopefully this brings light to the game as a whole. So maybe we can like get some sort of content in the future. But it's alright.
Yeah, I hope so, because, I mean, if we think about the other 99 games that have come out on Switch, there was, of course, Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, and just because it's close enough, there was Mario Brothers 35, and were there any other ones I'm forgetting?
I don't even know because it's so forgettable.
Yeah, so and I mean Pac-Man 99 is already shut down. Tetris 99 is still going decently strong, but I just don't see this game having a lot of longevity in the long run.
I agree.
Next up was Bundle Tale, a League of Legends story. Have you ever played League of Legends?
Nope. I would never.
Yeah. And the other one was called Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. Um, Two games based off of League of Legends. I don't really care. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Perfect. Next up is WarioWare Move It. We pretty much just saw more of this game, and I mean, it's a WarioWare game. I'm particularly not really excited to see it, but hopefully people are happy to have it. I mean, it's coming out on November 3rd of 2023, so I mean, that's pretty cool. But I personally just don't care. Jacob, your turn.
Alright. WarioWare Move It is actually pretty interesting because a lot of people are excited for it for the fact that it's a very like going back to basics with the WarioWare games, because like Get It Together was like very like original in terms of like gameplay and with mini games, whereas Move It seems like it's gonna go back to the original style a lot more, which I think a lot of people prefer. It's not enough for me to actually get the game, since I don't have the time or money to play a WarioWare game, but I'm glad it exists. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's there, but like I said, I think both of us have the same opinion on, oh, that's pretty cool, we don't really care.
Yeah.
Next up is the Illudan Chronicle 100 Heroes. I think this is just another RPG. It looked decently fun. I mean, I remember one part where it was like some shark people talking. And like you got a headquarters and you just go around on adventures. It seems decently fun, but just another sort of RPG for RPG fans. I think that's really all there is to say about it.
Yep.
Next up is Eastward Octopia DLC. Eastward is apparently a game that I've heard people talk about before. It's like an indie game, and apparently this is the DLC for it. I've never played the original Eastward, so I really don't have any care for this. But I'm glad it's there for fans of Eastward. I mean, have you ever played Eastward, Jacob?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I'm happy it's there for people, but I personally just don't care. Next up is Wargroove 2. This is the sequel to the original Wargroove. Could you guess that?
Nope, not at all.
I know, right? I mean, I didn't really pay too much attention to this game, but it's just another sequel to a game. I'm happy for people it's there for, but I personally just don't really have anything to say about it. Next up was sort of a funnier game. You got something to say?
Oh no.
Next up is sort of a more interesting game titled Dave the Diver. This was a great trailer, I just have to say. It's one of those games where you go in the sea and collect a bunch of items and make food with, and then you go through and cook the food for people in your sushi restaurant. So this game seemed very cool, and if it's cheap enough, I could definitely see it be a very fun game on Switch.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay, you don't.
Nope.
Are you excited for it?
Nope.
Perfect.
I am unexcited.
But the next announcement, Jacob, you are very excited for, so I'll let you take over as we talk about Among Us.
Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about Among Us. I mean, all the memes aside, every single last Among Us meme put into the corner. It's a great update. It's completely shadow dropped by Innisloth. Just crazy to think about. But, I mean, the fun goal, it looks like a really good map with like all like the telescope looking stuff, like the campfires. And of course, the setting itself being a fungus jungle looks really cool. I mean, regarding like lore-wise, I guess, I'm really interested to see what kind of lore stuff might be in the fungal compared to like all the other maps. But
Among
I
Us
mean,
has
yeah,
lore?
yes, Among Us has lore.
I want to be
Kind of.
completely honest with you. I've never played Among Us, so I know it's very popular, and a lot of people played during the pandemic, especially in 2021. But I mean, I'm happy that it's there for people. It looked pretty cool. It was a very good trailer, I have to say. But I just really don't really care for it. But if you say it's good, I'm gonna trust you that it is good. So
I like Among Us. This is good.
yeah, that's pretty good. Then it was just a small sizzle reel of a bunch of Nintendo Switch games, just showing off a bunch of mainly Mario games coming out. We saw a little bit more of Wonder, and then of a bunch of other games we've already talked about in this direct, but not really a whole lot to say about that. And then the final announcement was, of course, Thousand Year Door, which we already talked about earlier in the episode. So that's everything, Jacob.
Amazing.
That is the entire Nintendo Direct. What would you rate this Nintendo Direct comparatively to other Nintendo Directs?
I would personally rate this a 9 out of 10. It's that good.
I would definitely probably give it a 8 out of 10. I don't think it was a 9 out of 10. I really, and I don't think this is a problem, but for a lot of people who watch this Nintendo Direct, we always say that there's something for everybody in Nintendo Direct. But this Direct seemed very much of just, hey, do you like RPGs and do you like Mario, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's been a big meme online for a long time now of the whole farming simulator game every single Nintendo Direct, but this was the first Direct we sort of got away from that, and because of that, it was just a lot of RPGs and a lot of Mario, which isn't a bad thing. I love both of them, but it just could have been better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need the farming simulators back.
No, so no, we don't.
Oh,
But yeah, I think this was a very solid Direct. I am a little surprised that there was no talk about Pokemon of any type, but really, besides for that, this Direct did have most everything I was expecting from it. Definitely, I am excited for another Code revisited, and probably Unicorn. What was it called? Unicorn Overlord for like those two weird games, and of course all the Mario stuff. But what are you most excited for?
I mean, obviously, Thousand Year Door, you know, my favorite game of all time going on Switch. But besides that, Funky Kong and Mario Kart, Splatoon Side Order, and honestly, if I had to choose one, probably Among Us, unfortunately.
Oh, that's no problem.
Well, also Luigi Mansion.
Oh yeah, of course. But do you have anything else you want to talk about the Nintendo Direct?
No, I'm good. It's a very great Direct.
Yeah. Alright, well, in that case, I don't really have too much else to say myself. Thank you, Ryan, for watching this video and getting through it. I know it's been about a week late, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. Normally, I normally do anime manga content on the channel, but of course, this is just very atypical for what I do. So if you do like anime and manga, check the channel, and hey, if there's enough outcry for it, I'll play SPYxANYA on the channel. So get ready for that.
Hey, you better sub when to play SPYxANYA.
Oh yeah. Again, I'm also trying to get 70 subscribers before the year origin of this channel, which is coming up here in a few weeks. So if you like this enough, just subscribe by like 5 ways. So that'd be pretty cool. But I don't really have too much else to say. Good Nintendo Direct, and you guys have a great day. This is gonna be Glowplasma and Jacob out. Jacob, thanks for recording with me, and we'll see you guys next time. Glowplasma 231 out.
Neat.